If you've ever visited any website, there's always a CTA, what's called a call to action button, where they're trying to get you subscribed to a mailing list, to buy something, or to click on something, to click on an article, a blog, whatever it is, a video. It's a CTA, it's a call to action. And usually those buttons are more, they're colorful, they stick out more, they when you move your mouse over them, they hover. You could like pick up on it. And every word in the Torah obviously is a CTA, it's a call to action, it's telling us something. But I feel like sometimes when we're looking and reading through the parashah, sometimes there are certain words that like just stick out more than others that are like, it's so impactful and like I guess it's much more apparent. And two of those words exist in this parasha that I want to bring to your attention, and that is tameh yikra. A person who has tsaras, a person who has this tsaras affliction, which comes about through Yetzer Hara, which really stems from haughtiness. Look at the beginning of Parshas Mitzvah, Rashi over there, right? So a person is supposed to call out, a person has to call out, tameh. I'm impure. Why? So that way people know, for a couple of reasons. First of all, people will know to keep a distance, that guy's impure. Also, people will know that, okay, that guy's impure, let me daven for them. But it's also for the person himself. When a person himself, there's an avodah there's a call to action. When a person says, tameh, I'm impure. He's doing something. He's calling something out. You see, one of the greatest and gravest schemes of the Yetzer Hara is to get us to fall into a pit where we don't realize that we've fallen into a pit. Imagine hurting yourself but not feeling pain, right? There's a real condition, I don't remember the name of it, but it's a disease. It's one of the most dangerous diseases. A person who can't feel pain, it's terrible. And you might think, what do you mean? That guy's invincible, he can do anything. I understand. But if he steps on a shard of glass and he doesn't realize for a week that he's been bleeding or what, because the pain didn't register, that's a terrible thing. That will create other issues. To be able to be privy and knowledgeable of the fact that the person's in pain, it's a great, great bracha. And the scheme of the Yetzer Hara is to get us to a point where we don't even realize that we're in a pit. We don't even realize that we've fallen. We don't even realize that we're in pain, to get us to that point. So tameh yikra, the calling out of I am impure, it's such an important musar, because you're calling out the evil. You're calling out the bad. You're saying, I'm impure. You're calling it out. And when you call it out, you're able to distance yourself from it. When you be able to call it out, you realize, I don't want to be there. When you could call it out, you could point to it. Like Jewish people in the positive light, they were able to point and say, Zeh keli v'anveyu. So if we could utilize that concept of by the Kriyas Yamsuf, we were so close, that realm of Shira HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we could say, Zeh keli v'anveyu. Imagine a person is in the grasp of sin and he doesn't even realize he's sinning. That's terrible. But if a person can say, Zeh, no, he could point to it and say, tameh. Then he has a chance to overcome it. Rav Kook has a beautiful line. He writes, Kisha adam makir shehu misga hu refuah l'tikun hagaiva. Read that again. Kisha adam makir shehu misga. When a person recognizes that he's haughty, then that itself is a refuah for the gaiva. So this person who's experiencing tsaras, which stem from gaiva, he's a haughty person. You know what he has to do? He has to be makir. He has to recognize it. He has to call it out. He has to be able to say, tameh. Oh my gosh, the way I was living was impure. Oh my gosh, when I spoke negatively about so-and-so, that was tameh, that was impure. He could call out, he could be makir the negativity. Sorry, he could be makir the gaiva. Then that's how you overcome the gaiva. Because it's the times when we're not even makir, we don't recognize that we're being haughty. We don't recognize that we're not communicating. We don't recognize that we're sinning. We don't recognize that we're in the grasp of the Yetzer Hara. When we don't recognize that, that's the most dangerous state we can be in. But when we could distance ourselves from it and we could point to it and say, Zeh, we could then call it out, we could be makir it, then that is the very tikkun itself. So tameh yikra is such a crucial call to action for us to be able to call out when we know we're in the grasp of sin, to call it the Yetzer Hara and say, no, doing that, thinking that, looking at that, saying that, whatever it is may be, doing something on Shabbos I shouldn't be, whatever it is that you're calling it out. Say, tameh yikra. Now you called it out, you're makir it, now you can overcome it. Now you could distance yourself from it. Such an important and crucial message. And I think maybe it's not a coincidence. Tame is numerical value. It's the gematria of 100. The same exact as lech lecha, to go for yourself, to move beyond. You want to really move beyond where you are. You're in a current state right now. You want to move beyond that lech lecha, like the blessing and like the mission that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to Avram Avinu, the first yet. Lech lecha, you want to be able to go? Then tame yikra, you have to be able to call out where you currently stand, to call out the tumah, to call out the negativity that you're currently in. When you can embrace that and you could call it out, then you could move on. Then you could move forward. You could really embrace and connect to actual greatness, to actual value, to truth, to vitality, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. You could have Devekas. When you're able to call out Tame, Gematria 100, then Lech Lecha, you'll be able to move forward, you'll be able to move and progress and become holy and holy and holy. Wishing you all the best and a week full of bracha and hatzlacha.